Scarecrows in the Park is around the corner, and to talk about it today is Mayor John Bartholomew, Kenneth Short with the Trail Masters, Joe Richburg with Op Chamber. I'm Robert Booth with WOPP for Op Cable TV. Mayor, Scarecrows in the Park gets a lot of talk, doesn't it?
It does, all over. I don't care if you're in Destin or in your North Carolina, they talk about the Scarecrows in the park.
I think we were going to add a lot more to it this year, and that's going to make it talk even more, isn't it?
They are. They're doing a great job. They're already on the ground starting.
Joe, I think we're going to do a twist with the chamber helping out.
We are. We've had Kenny and Jane Short come down and talk to us at the chamber and sort of put the picture out there of what they expect of the chamber and the city of Op, and it's going to come together good. And remember, folks, we're not taking away at all from our Scarecrows in the Park. We're trying to add to it and tying our town in with it. And it's going to be a little bit different outfit. I know Tommy Norris with DRA does a great job decorating our town. But this year, you're going to be able to see a few scarecrows standing around town. And our town is going to come together with the Scarecrows in the Park. You'll see signs directing you out to Scarecrows in the Park. Maybe you're a visitor coming in on a Sunday afternoon and don't know what Scarecrows in the Park is. Well, you'll see signs saying, hey, go out and visit Lake Frank Jackson. Because that lake is something that we need to treasure. And Trail Masters, getting off the subject 1 second, Trail Masters have done a great job with our Lake Frank Jackson out there, turning those woods into wonderful trails. But yes, we're excited in the chamber, and we want to do our part to bring this to make it one of the biggest Scarecrows in the park ever.
Now, out at the park, we're going to actually encourage people to go downtown. Is that right, Kenneth?
Yes, we've wanted to do this for quite some time, and I was talking to the mayor and Joe, and presented them with the idea of combining the park and the town. We have a pretty town, and when it's decorated, it's beautiful. We want to do that again, but we want people to see it. Since the bypass sort of cuts it off, we want people to see our downtown area, and especially the ones who are coming out to look at the park. Then we hopefully will have some signs asking them to, or reminding them to go downtown and see what's been done down there. And I've talked to Tommy Norris and some members of our club. It's not my club, but Tommy's real excited. And some of the members of the person who is in charge of that, Barbara Tisdale, she's excited and she'll do a good job. Charlotte Hunt and many others. I don't know who all's on that committee, but since I'm getting so old and senile, I have to have committee members appointed. And but we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to working with the city and a combination or cooperativeness between the two. And so I think I'm real excited. Hopefully it'll bring some tax dollars into Op.
Even on the bypass, we're going to be letting people know about going downtown and going out to the park.
Exactly. And Jimmy Rostic with Pepsi Cola has done a good job. In fact, I picked up the signs the other day, the banners, and hopefully at every entrance to the city, we have 4, that we'll have a banner and maybe a scarecrow or 2. And I know if you go out to the bypass and see the number of people passing by, that we think we'll get a lot of good advertisement out of that to direct them downtown, some of them, and to the park.
Well, Mayor, I know the city stands ready to help any of the merchants within their project on this.
Absolutely. You know, that's what we're all here to do, is work as a community, working all together for the betterment of Op. And it's really coming together. I mean, the chamber, Joey's doing an outstanding job with the chamber, and we're working tight-knit with him, and we're really doing a great job.
The events that we have in Op helps everybody, doesn't it?
It does. You know, they don't realize is if you bring 100 people into town, they're going to eat. They're going to buy gas, they're going to spend money, and that's going to create tax revenue. You know, we can only spend into our city as the tax revenue that comes in.
We're seeing an increase of people as far as Birmingham come to the park. Is that right?
Yes. And Robert, you're talking about the events. I was just talking to the mayor and Joe prior to this meeting that we have added, we didn't add it now, this has nothing to do with Trail Masters, but the result of the park being there and being in good shape, that they're going to have an Alzheimer's walk out there.
Yes.
Now, that's not a Trail Master event, but due to the trails being there, then they're going to have it. But now we've already scheduled, and I've already met with the Rotary Club, with Trey Burgess, and they already have the everything in place to have their 5K run. In fact, I think it's already being advertised. And
Yep.
so that is, and it's going to be the Scarecrow Run. So we anticipate we'll have other events out at the park, which will also benefit the city, just like the Dulcimer Festival we have out there. You'd be surprised the number of people that we send in town to the restaurants and to buy fuel. And I direct them here first.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them will go to other cities, but we always promote out first.
Ironically, Op High School is adding cross trail running, and they're going to use the park as about 50% of the time for their training.
Well, see, I didn't know about, that's great. That's
Yes.
great. And Marvin McCullough has done, he and his crew, they've done a really good job keeping those trails in good shape. And we noticed with all the rains that we did have some exposed routes. Of course, we know it's rugged terrain.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to try to cut some of those out, and I think the mayor's already sent some dirt and some gravel out there to help with it. So Marvin's keeping the trails pretty well. Okay.
You only, your money only comes in from donations. Is that correct?
Right.
If somebody wanted to donate money to the Trail Masters, how would they do that?
Well, they could either give it to me. Of course, Danny Bess is our treasurer, or Danny B, or any member.
Okay.
We'll turn it in to Danny, and we would be very appreciative of any donation. It takes a lot. For instance, if it wasn't for Joe, we wouldn't be able to have as successful as this is, because the carts are furnished, and Joe doesn't charge us anything. We do have to pay for the fuel. But if you can imagine how much we run those carts.
That's right.
And the fuel, $3 something a gallon is mighty expensive. So we operate off donations, and we only have one fundraiser a year, and that's the Rattlesnake Rodeo, which you give us the booth free, and we cook the rattlesnake in turn, and we want them to buy a lot of rattlesnake because they buy the Pepsi Colas when they come buy the rattlesnake. So that's our only fundraiser. But yes, and a lot of the people, especially the older people older than I, will donate after they do the trails, and that's how we keep the gas for the carts and everything.
That's great.
So
One of the things that I know that Joe's realized and the mayor's realized and I have realized with the membership of Trail Masters about 100, that's a political tool too when we're talking to Montgomery.
That's true. It very is, because Montgomery uses our park as an example to set for all other parks. They said they don't have any other park that has as many volunteers in what they do in our park than any other park. So we are really acknowledged for the great job you all do at Trail Masters.
yeah, they know who we are up in Montgomery.
Yes, they do.
But let me tell you like quick thing, and that is that last year I wasn't able to go, but we sent a couple of people up to Huntsville. Well, actually they met in Birmingham, I think. But anyway, the purpose of the meeting was for our people to tell the people in Huntsville what we're doing so they can start one in Huntsville.
Yeah,
Now, look at the size of Huntsville and look at the size of Opp.
that's right.
And we have I tell you, we have some of the best people in the world in Trail Masters. And I'm not just saying that. I won't be president after this year, but you just can't beat those folks. So I'm not running for re-election. How about that?
I understand. Well, Joe, if the merchants wants to get involved by building a Scarecrow and don't know what to do, they can contact the chamber, and then of course I'm sure y'all going to feed them over to the Trail Masters.
Oh, yes, and the good thing about this, merchants, as you listen to us talk this morning, it don't cost you anything to do the advertising. You just got to get with Kenny and Jane and the gang out there, and they'll set you up a place, and you build your stand to kind of fit the need of your business. You'll see people out there playing dominoes, sitting around, representing the nursing facility out there. You'll see people repairing vacuum cleaners, representing Bob Taylor. You'll see people sitting on golf carts, representing JRs. Hey, and it don't cost anything, and there are thousands of people that go through this thing every year. And us as business owners, every time you turn around, we're having to pay for advertisement. This is free, folks.
Joe, something else when I walked through the last year was we had a lot of out-of-town merchants that had put their display in there and advertise. So this was a great time, like you said, to come, put your display in there, because if you're not from Opp, you could be from Andalusia or Enterprise, and come out and put your, I'm sure you're encouraging that.
We are. In fact, our publicity committee has sent flyers to all the surrounding towns. And ironically, I had a call the other day from Pensacola. And this lady wanted to know if she could help with the Scarecrows. She had been up camping, and I said, by all means. So we have someone coming from Pensacola. We had someone from Indiana that was down camping and pitched in and helped us with it. But it's Robert, I hate to say this, but they have to pay you to advertise.
Oh, yeah.
Out there, that's free advertising, as Joe said. We ask that you put your sign up if you're a business, or if you're an individual and you just want to make a family one. That's fine. Put your sign up.
That's
We'll
right.
know who it is. So you would be surprised that we have the grandmothers helping their granddaughters or sons build a scarecrow and put their signs up.
Speaking of those signs, that helps when the mayor and I make that tour that first week, and that is one of the most talked about on TV6 showbacks, and we thoroughly enjoyed it last year, didn't
I'm
we?
looking forward to again this year. That was really a good time on that.
Well, that's the one I missed, wasn't it?
That's why it was
But
so
I
good.
don't have to be included.
That's right. Don't forget churches.
Yep.
Churches have some of the greatest displays you
Unreal.
ever see. And when
They
you
do.
say scarecrows in the park, we're not talking about stuff to scare off kids. Don't get the wrong idea there, because I know there are people still in Opp have not yet visited Scarecrows in the park. You need to make a point this year to visit Scarecrows in the park. You'll get to see a little bit of it downtown Opp this year because we're joining in. But it's just amazing what churches have done over the last several years with their themes.
That was a good point, Joe, because, and I think you need to be here with the notes because I'm nervous and don't see them. But the big thing is that we want them to be child friendly. We
That's
do
right.
nothing for Halloween, nothing. We had one and we took it down. So don't make them scary, make them kid friendly, and they'll just enjoy coming out. We are not in the business of scaring anyone. So
Now, y'all will also host classes how to build scarecrows.
yes, in fact, Robert, and you said that a while ago, I thought about this. I'm making sure on September the 17th at 6:30 at the Chamber of Commerce, there will be a class there. And if you want to know more about that class, they'll tell you how to build it. In fact, if you'll bring your materials, they'll probably build it for you. Marvin McCullough at 493-3706. No, that's Barbara Tisdall, 3706. Marvin McCullough, 488-6577, and the Chamber at 3070. And if you need any more information, or you can call me, but it's a workshop, and there's no charge. And if you'd like to come, or if you can't make that time and want to just drop by, we meet the first Tuesday of every month. And come after our meeting Tuesday, we'll be busy every day working on scarecrows. In fact,
Right.
my wife's already started, and some of the Trailmaster members. And let me encourage you, we're advertising, we're on the state net, we're on several magazines and newspapers all over this state. So we don't want to be embarrassed in Opp, Alabama. So we want to have plenty of scarecrows there. And last year we had over 500. It has steadily increased every year. And we're trying to do some things differently because one of the ladies from Andalusia Manor last year said, honey, I remember that one. It was over on the other side. So we're trying to do some different things this year.
Amazing, isn't it?
And just creative thinking is what you need to do to build. Anybody can build a scarecrow except Patsy Turner. I don't think she can. But everybody can build a scarecrow.
Main thing to remember is called the Opp Chamber. They have questions.
Right.
We got a wonderful person by the name of Emily working in the office at the Opp
Absolutely.
Chamber, and she does a great job, and she's a part of the Scarecrow as she's a part of the chamber. So remember, we are joining together this year with the Scarecrows in the Park, City of Opp, to push this thing forward, to make it better than ever, not taking away not one thing from the Trail Masters, just want to make it another positive thing for the City of Opp.
And the other place to call if you have questions, City Hall.
City Hall.
They'll direct it in the right direction too.
Right back to Emily.
Well, right now we want to see everybody in October at the state park, don't we?
We do. Robert, I need to thank some folks, you
Okay.
included. Robert, if you people out there don't realize, Robert's a member of Trail Masters, and Joe is a member, and the mayor. Robert, we appreciate everything you do with WOPP. And Joe, you know, we could just go on thanking you the rest of the day because behind the scenes, Joe really makes this thing click, especially with the cards. I'd like to say one word about the card if we have time.
Go ahead.
That is that you must be, quote, certified by the Trail Masters to drive the carts. anybody can't just drive a cart. I don't care if you own 52 at home, you cannot drive those carts unless you're a member of Trail Masters. And, because we have to take care of those carts.
That's right.
The other thing is, well, this is true always, you cannot have your own cart on the trails out there. That's not just a
That's state.
Trail Master or that's a state park road. You cannot take your golf cart or four-wheeler, whatever, on the cart. But we'll be happy to schedule your tours on the cart if you're elderly or if you're handicapped or have small children. We, all the ones who are able to walk, we ask you to walk because the carts are not there just for everybody to take and use. And again, I want to tell you how appreciative we are to both of you for the services you provide to us, and also to the mayor for, I don't think I've asked for a thing out there he hasn't done.
That's what
And
counts.
I thank you for that. So we have a good community working right now. Let's all come together, promote the park, and enjoy our lifestyle we enjoy right now.
When is the grand opening?
The grand opening is October, I should know that right off, but October the 4th at 10 o'clock, and it'll be at the pavilion up there. So, one thing, if you do a Scarecrow, businesses and individuals, we would love for you to have them during the week of September the 26th through October the 2nd. Now, if you say, I absolutely can't get one in at that time, see, we need all the Scarecrows we can get for our grand opening.
Sure.
But if I can't be there, have mine at that time, that's fine. Just let me know. We'll let you pick a spot and put your Scarecrow up, okay? And I've already had 2 people ask for their spots from last year, so it's, if you want a spot, you better ask for it, and we'll put a reserve sign.
And when is the park open and closed for the people?
Okay, it'll be the regular park hours, and I think it opens at 6 and closes at 7,
7
I
o'clock,
believe.
okay. So the family have plenty of time to come out in the evening to walk in the park. They get off of
Yes.
work at 5 o'clock. They have about an hour to walk through the park.
Right.
Or in the morning when they get up early and,
Yeah.
and walk through, that'd be great.
And it's open on Saturdays and Sundays, of course.
Right.
But, and keep in mind too, get there as early as you can if you know the time changes, and it also gets dark under those trees. And
Yes.
we do have some snakes out there. But
Yeah, and this is free.
this is free.
This is
Just-
free.
The only thing you have to pay now, we can't control this, and that is the admission to the park.
Right.
But the trails and everything's, they're free. And if you'd like to join Trail Masters for $15 a year, you can get a little card and get in every day if you want to, free. So it's a good deal, really. We'd love to have you. We need members.
Hey, we want to see you and participate. If you're a merchant, we encourage you to participate. Let the chamber know you're going to be a part of it. And any questions you have, call the chamber or call the city hall, and I guarantee you'll get them answered. And thank you for viewing today.